It's Sunday morning and time for Midlands Matters on WWNQ, Forest Acres, Columbia, Lexington, a local program featuring discussion of the news and issues that matters to the Midlands from 94.3 The Dude and our news partner, ColaDaily.com.
Well, good morning and welcome to Midlands Matters here on 94.3 The Dude. My name is Tyler Ryan, your host, and today I'm really excited because we're talking about a place where kids can be kids and adults can be kids. And it really, truly is a whole lot of fun. No other place than EdVenture right here on Gervais Street in Columbia. Speaking with Margaret Clarkson, Chapin Hardy. I love that name, by the way. Chapin Hardy. It's just a cool
Family name.
That's right.
Not from Chapin.
and Laura Baker, all from EdVenture. Ladies, welcome.
Good morning.
So EdVenture, I guess let's real quick start out about a little the history of EdVenture. If somebody's going, what really is that? What in the world is EdVenture?
EdVenture, well, the wonderful thing about EdVenture is it was started 13 years ago by a very, very, very involved group of Columbians who got real excited. And what they discovered is they didn't have a place where the children felt like that it was their own spot. And so EdVenture is now in its 13th year. It's 92,000 square feet. It's 9 exhibit halls, and it has over 350 interactive type of exhibits and activities on the floor. Right. And it's what I think we think about what's so special about it is that it is the place where the child can feel like they're in their own little spot, and they can sing and dance and run and yell and holler and jump up and down and do all kind of fun things that they're supposed to do in a space like that without having to feel constricted like you would in a lot of other museums.
Right. You know, it reminds me, I grew up in New England, and I would go to the Boston Museum of Science a lot. And there were all these kid stuff, kind of like EdVenture, because there are really cool things. It's all hands-on at EdVenture, too, if you haven't been. As you can tell, I'm a big kid, so I love going there to play myself. But they make me bring a kid with me. I don't know. So bring my daughter just so I can get in there. And she's like, come on, I don't want to go again. Yes, you do, because I want to go. It's fun.
Yeah, because we want you to see it through a kid's eyes.
That's right.
You know, you're never too far away from being a child.
Yeah, no, it is neat. There's like a fire truck in there, cars. The science exhibit is one of my favorites. You can put on a lab coat and be a scientist for a day.
You could be a veterinarian for a day.
That's right.
You can be as you said, a fireman. You can jump on musical floor mats and make all kind of different games.
Tire climb.
We can tire climb. And we've got a lot of new things. Laura, do you want to talk about Autowerks for a minute?
We just reopened Autowerks about a month and a half ago, and it has a public safety endorsement. They have there's a tire mountain, and on one of the walls, while the children are playing on Tire Mountain, there's a wall with a video running with Bill Nye the Science Guy talking about auto safety and about the importance of seat belts, and the children can check to see if they are the right height for which type of seat. So it has a lot of features in there and of course the car. We switched out the car. We have now our Spark car in there. It's got fresh seats and new interior, so the children can pretend like they are taking the road, but safely.
They don't get to go anywhere. They're sitting right in EdVenture. Right? That is good stuff. Like I said, the building is just really cool, and with 96,000 square feet, give or take, there's a lot to do.
A lot to do.
Yeah.
We also have a new exhibit that we launched. It's a game. It's called Planet Putt and Play. And the wonderful
Planet Putt and Play.
It's out of this world.
Try to say that really fast.
You know what? I'm not even going to bother to try. It's a Sunday morning. I'm not going to do it.
But the wonderful thing about that, it's 9 holes of golf. It's inside, so it's not weather permitting.
Right.
And it teaches you math skills. You have to add up to go to the next hole. So it's great for children of all ages. And I have to say, I think we see a lot of more adults in there some days than children.
Now, look, I'm going to tell you, I've played a few rounds of golf with friends of mine that may need to work on their math skills because I've seen them take the swings and I've seen that at the end their scorecard. They might need to come check out the math skills at EdVenture. I'm just saying. Gracious. So let's jump ahead. We're going to talk about this a couple of times here over the next few minutes, but tomorrow night, Halloween is a really cool event, right, Ms. Chapin? Tell me about the Halloween Hoopla.
Yes, Halloween Hoopla. So it's on Halloween. It starts at 4 p.m. and goes until 8. And we've got a lot of really great things happening that night. first and foremost, it's a safe place for children and their families to go trick-or-treating.
Right.
And there's scary amounts of candy.
Scary amounts of candy.
It's a huge closet at EdVenture that I have the locked key that no one can get into. I think some people have tried, but there's lots of candy to be given out. We'll have about 10 doors where kids actually can knock on the door. We open the door and they get their candy. There'll be a variety of different activities, kind of mad scientist activities such as exploding gummy bears. We'll have a pumpkin pulverizer. We'll also have pumpkin vomit demonstrations.
Hold on, a pumpkin vomit demonstration.
Yes.
How can you say no to that?
I know, right? It's messy. It's cool. We have a slime machine that's getting tweaked up. I spent about 30, 40 minutes yesterday just scraping up remaining slime. And so it's going to be beautiful, ready to get all messy again.
Right.
And, people are also encouraged to be in Halloween costumes. So kids and adults keep it friendly. Just don't cover the face or anything like that. But I'll be prancing around in a costume. Haven't decided yet, though.
We got to keep it a surprise.
Yes, always.
You don't want the big unveil.
Yes.
There you go. Speaking with Margaret Chapin and Laura from EdVenture here on Midlands Matters. Of course, we're going to put links for you for all this stuff. If you go to our sister station or our sister website, coladaily.com, we're going to go ahead and put links for you for EdVenture and all the great stuff as well. But continuing on, so this is on Monday, tomorrow.
Yes. And with, while a lot of times people will tend to line up at the door before we're actually even ready to go. And so we've actually got some entertainment for you while you're waiting
Is
in
it Bon
line.
Jovi?
No, that'd be awesome.
It
but,
would be
we've
awesome.
got some pretty cool stuff anyway. We have Zeus, who's from the Harlan Globetrotters, and he's going to be actually doing some little performances out there, spin contests. He'll be there to sign some autographs. We also have a step team performing Thriller.
That would be cool.
Yes, I might have to jump in there and show off my dance moves. They
Little
will probably be much better than I
foreshadowing,
am. And then we'll have a DJ out there for dancing to kind of get you all excited about the event. So there's going to be not only stuff going inside the museum, but also outside.
Right. What's the cost to get into the EdVenture Halloween hoopla?
Well, this is the great part. So it is free for children under 12, and then for adults, it's $5.
That's it?
That's it.
Wow, for all that candy.
All that candy, all those doors, all that activity, just $5 straight
That's
across
great.
the board for adults.
That's great. You don't have to haul them around neighborhood to neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly. All the candy's right there. All the fun.
For the guests that are visiting in groups, for every 5 children, we will need 1 chaperone. So if you have we encourage groups. We'd love to have some groups, but just remember the ratio. We need to have adult per children. And also adults may wear costumes. They're encouraged to wear costumes. But it's a family-friendly event, so we ask that they do not cover their face.
Sure. No, I understand. That's good. And of course, if you want information, you can also log on to edventure.org. It's EdVenture as in education, right, ladies?
Right.
Is that EdVenture? So is this the first year of the Halloween hoopla?
No, this is the second year.
Okay.
So we did it last year, and we saw over 4,000 people come. And
my
we
goodness.
were quite expecting that. Also, it was a Saturday for Halloween. So, we're thinking it might be a little bit less this year, but if we have 4,000, we're ready.
Sure.
We're excited.
4,000 pounds of candy, is that what you're saying?
For 4,000 pounds of people.
You eat 4,000 pounds of candy, you might be 4,000 pounds. Just saying that, Miss Chapin
But we
Hardy.
also have we have some good stuff about making sure you keep your teeth clean though as well.
Good.
When you're eating all that candy, you got to make sure that you can indulge every now and then, but you got to remember you got to keep that smile
Yes, you do.
healthy and happy.
Kids, you got to brush. Sing Yankee Doodle Dandy. I mean, that's what they say to do. So now this is just one of many events you guys do throughout the year at EdVenture.
Yes.
Is that the case? What are the kind of cool stuff like this, other big initiatives do you guys do at EdVenture?
So another big one. I know I was going to jump in and share my next big project. We have Storybook Ball. This will be our 4th year doing it, and we basically take the museum and transform it into a fairy tale.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it is absolutely stunning. So you walk in there, and we have the royal court. We will have, excuse me, a variety of princesses and characters from different story tales. It's sponsored by Corner Pantry, with Terminex and Spirit Communications for Citizens Bank. They're all helping us out put on this magical event. But we will be featuring vignettes, or actually we call them chapters now.
Chapters. Vignettes is hard to spell.
Yes, and it's a story. So chapters works really, really well. So we have Peter Pan, Arabian Nights, the Crazy World of Dr. Seuss. We have Wizard of Oz, and then last but certainly not least, Alice in Wonderland.
Wizard of Oz is my favorite. I'm just throwing that out there right now.
So what are you dressing up for our storybook ball?
Can I be Prince Charming?
Oh, of
Come
course.
on, ladies.
There are not enough princesses in this world.
I have the only one I need.
There you go.
So yes, that's something. When is that storybook ball?
That is November 19th.
Okay.
And we are in our fourth annual event.
Wow.
It is a very, very special night. This is
Right.
a first come, first serve basis type of thing because it's just in high demand and it's quite unique. Nobody else does anything like this. And
Sure.
I actually think, would you girls say this is true? This is probably our staff's most favorite.
They love to dress up.
Yeah.
I know. When I
it.
joined EdVenture, one of the number one things that they said in my interview was, "Well, what character are you going to be for Storybook Ball?" And I went, "Oh my gosh, I can't wait to pick. What an array!" So I've got a secret costume.
Oh, do you?
Yes, and I'm not telling. We're on the air, so
Oh,
come on. I don't want to give it away. I don't want to give it away. Don't want to
Classic
give it away.
radio tease.
I was going to say you would be like a good fairy godmother because you make dreams come true.
Well, I think our CEO is fairy godmother.
But
Yes.
something
love
that's kind of different from other years with Storybook Ball is we actually have a special VIP performance.
Okay.
Is that
with Bon Jovi?
Yes. Normally the event runs from 6 to 9,
Okay.
but you can upgrade. You can purchase your tickets online, and you can upgrade. I believe it's for $15 to the VIP experience, and so
Okay.
there will be basically an extra hour where they can meet the princesses and the different characters from the chapters. There will also be a autograph book that they can use that the different characters can sign. They'll have a special seating for the dinner show. That's
Right.
another thing is that we have the Columbia Children's Theater coming to perform.
I
during
love those
our-
guys. They are so neat.
fantastic,
Yeah.
and they're wonderful, wonderful folks. And we actually will be serving a picnic with a royal picnic out on the terrace.
Well,
So-
pardon me.
Yeah, so it's a pretty special event. So we try to pull out all the stops.
And that's November 19th.
November 19th.
Okay.
So it's a Saturday night,
Right.
November 19th.
Now that's a full family thing again as well.
If you buy a membership for a family of four, it's you save you would save $100 if you buy the membership because there's a reduced price for members. It's $20 for members and $45 for non-members. But if you buy the membership for $129, you save $100.
I like that.
Yeah.
And
I like
membership is
that.
a great way to go at EdVenture because
Sure.
honestly, like a family of four, even if you weren't going to the Storybook Ball by like 2.5, 3 visits or something like that,
It pays for
It,
itself.
Right.
it pays for itself, and we're constantly doing events. There's all these great benefits. I mean, member kids will eat free with the purchase of an adult meal. Like, it's a pretty awesome deal.
It's a big
pretty
deal.
stout. It's a pretty stout deal, is what they
It's a
say
big
for
deal.
sure. Let's, since we talked about that, memberships and things, let's talk just a bit about funding. How is EdVenture funded?
We are funded through corporate sponsors, foundations, and grants.
Great.
So we are not state supported.
Okay.
And we are a standalone nonprofit, which is an amazing thing because
Right.
it's our own story. And as I said earlier, we're 13 years old. And we're just looking at a very, very bright, rosy future. And it's a wonderful, special thing. We are the largest children's museum in South Carolina. So it's been a great thing because now what we're seeing is kids that grew up in EdVenture
Right.
are now older siblings that come in and they walk in and the first thing they say is, "Oh my gosh, I love the grocery store. I love Eddie. I've missed him." And so now we're getting these older siblings bringing all their younger siblings in.
Kind of sharing.
And
They get to be a big deal. It's like, oh, come on, let me show you the cool stuff here at EdVenture,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. They get to sort of do their own personal scavenger hunt all over the museum.
We're speaking with Margaret Chapin and Laura from EdVenture Children's Museum here on Midlands Matters. Of course, we'll put some links and other great information for you at our our partner, coladaily.com, and make sure that's on there as well. Now, you had mentioned Eddie. Now, if you're not really sure about what EdVenture is, you can't go down Gervais Street, especially at night when you've got it all lit up, without looking in the window and seeing a great big boy. What in the world? Tell me about Eddie.
Well, he is registered as the largest 10-year-old boy in the world. So, he's huge. So I actually went and looked it up and did a whole Guinness Book of World Records search on it. There is no other larger boy like Eddie.
Right.
And he represents children in South Carolina, which is a beautiful thing. So, You know, there's a wonderful thing about Eddie is that he will always be 10. And then there's a sad thing about Eddie is that he'll always be 10. So,
Yes.
but we love him just the way he is. And, you know, he's a science study all in himself. You start, how does this work, Chapin? You start at his heart and go down, or
you gotta just go all the way to his brain.
Or do you go to his bottom and start all the way up? I mean, which way do you want to do it?
You can get there are a number of different entrances. For me, since I like to work from the top to the bottom, you can go up into his brain, and they actually have like electricity sound, so you get like the synapses
and it goes
going on the brain. Then you can travel down and go into the heart, and then go to the stomach, go to follow the backbone, and then eventually make your exit. And there's usually a nice flushing sound that goes along with it.
It's a little flushing sound, and there's slides.
I think you can track what we're saying here.
Yeah, it's a crawl space, and it's just an amazing thing. It's a tremendous gift to the city of Columbia, and Columbians all over are so, and all the people in the Midlands. When I talk to people, they go, "Oh my gosh, we have our own museum. We have our own Eddie." It's just it's a really cool thing to be a part of.
I think people realize we're the largest children's museum in the Southeast. So
Not just South Carolina, the Southeast.
Southeast. That's right.
Well, now you're telling me something. Now you're telling me something.
Yeah, we have another event coming up that is kind of cool. Election Day, there'll be lots of the battle between the two candidates in Washington, but we have our own battle going on in EdVenture. It's between Superman and Captain America.
No brainer. I know who I'm voting for.
Children can vote on which of the two they prefer, and the winner of the election will be appearing at EdVenture this summer. So they get to choose which superhero. But of course, Election Day is on November 8th. But the one little item that we have is we have a write-in. So if you don't feel that Captain America and Spider-Man are your favorites, then you can always write in. But we hope to make the people look forward to the outcome of this election. So
I can bring my wife and daughter, and we write in Tyler Ryan for president.
That would be a true democratic process. Yes. It's a fun election process for children because everything is just, it's so intense. All the media is filled up with all these messages,
oh my goodness,
and you're just bombarded. And, whether you love it or you hate it, the point is that it is going to be over by the night of November 8th. And we've created a wonderful, safe, cute place for children to go and elect their own favorite person. So our favorite mascot.
And of course, they're encouraged to wear their favorite superhero costume.
Well, yeah. I mean, I wear mine everywhere.
You can display your candidate.
That's really.
What about Wonder Woman for president?
Go ahead, write in Wonder Woman. There you go, Miss Chapin. That's a brilliant idea.
She lives in Washington. It's convenient. She could just move into the White House. Yes.
She really could. I would vote for Linda Carter. I'm not sure that there's a better option than her anyway, to be honest with you. Gracious. But but we digress. No, that's really the cool thing about EdVenture is that it's fun, but there's a lesson. Everything you walk away and you've actually learned something. You go, wait a second, how do I know that? Because I said some fun, right? I mean, it's by design. Where do some of the exhibit ideas come from? I mean, who sits down and says, "I'm going to build a 37-foot boy," and says we're going to get the smart car, and where do these ideas come from?
Well, we have a very, very, very creative exhibits team that in conjunction with our CEO and our senior management, we do sit down and say strategically, okay, where are the needs and what are the things that the children need to do in the museum? For example, with Autowerks recently, what we're finding is we wanted to have some sort of climbing structure for kids to be able to get a little bit of that extra energy out when they're in the museum. And so
especially if you fill them up with pounds of candy.
Yeah.
Pounds of candy. And the other 364 days, it's a healthy eating message in there. Just let me mention. It's nothing wrong with having a little bit of fun. You can't just pound your body with that sugar 24/7. Thank you, Tyler.
Yes, I know. Okay.
Anyway, a lot of excitement about candy, but the truth is there's a tremendous amount of science about how you choose children's exhibits, and it's fascinating to watch how our exhibits team work. They go from a little embryonic idea to all of a sudden a full-blown, amazing play space that that it's just created right there in front of you. And then what's the most beautiful thing is when it's open and you see the children interact in it, and they just come alive. And I think the word that I always think when I see these children on the floor is the word wonderment. I look at these children's faces and I just go, oh my God, they are sitting there working it out. They're going to work it out.
Sure.
And it's just fascinating because many of our exhibits are multi-layered. It's not just the obvious bit of moving pieces around on the top. It's how your brain processes that type of information. It's touch, feel, smell.
Right.
It's how a child will interact. We really believe the more they interact, the more they learn. It's not just spoon feeding children information. It's trying to get them to actually be an active part of the learning process.
Well, they want to learn too. If they get it, and they, at least for me, when I was growing up, that was the thing. I was being taught something. I want to try it myself, and that's probably maybe it's because I'm a great big kid still. That's a whole different conversation altogether. But the point is that there is something special about when you can actually do it, not just sit there and listen.
Yeah.
To a traditional model where you're just being told stuff. Right?
Well, we say that you have to play to learn.
Yeah.
That's a really important thing. Not learn to play. It's play to learn.
All right. So the big event is tomorrow night for the EdVenture Halloween Hoopla. Woohoo! That is tomorrow night. Just a very, very friendly, fun thing. Everybody's encouraged to dress up. Adults, please make sure you don't cover your face, but come in costume. There's candy. I keep coming back to the candy. I just can't help it. I'm so excited. It's Halloween, for goodness sake.
Lots of candy.
And just a great place to come in and trick-or-treat. Very safe place. Then the 19th is the Storybook Ball, right?
Gotcha. Yep.
Oh, that's going to be a whole
magical.
lot of fun. Be magical and fun. And you can vote on the 8th for Tyler Ryan. Write him in. just going to go ahead and throw it out there. I've approved this message. EdVenture.org is the website. What's a good phone number for folks with they have information?
It's 779-3100. That is, of course, area code 803-779-3100.
Fantastic. And we'll go ahead and, like I said, put links for the phone numbers, information, all at coladaily.com so you can follow up and check out this really, really cool space. And parents, if you've not been, I promise you, bring the kids in, you're going to end up having a little fun too, because it isn't like where you, it's not like, guys, it's not like shopping with your wife at the mall where you're sitting in the chair going, oh, please, can we go? You go in there, and when I've been in there before, I see parents playing as much as the kids are.
That's right.
And that's kind of a cool thing as well.
It's pretty amazing. We have a lot of times parents will come in only expecting to spend, an hour or two here.
Right.
And then they're like, I've been here since 9 a.m. and it is 4:30 and we still have not left yet.
That's
This
right.
is awesome.
Well, that's why you get a membership and come back a bunch of times.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
See how that works? All right. Miss Margaret Clarkson, Chapin Hardy, Laura Baker, ladies from EdVenture, thank you so much for joining us this morning on Midlands Matters. We appreciate the time. And tomorrow night, we're going to have some fun.
Yes,
Yes,
definitely.
we are.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Absolutely, guys. Don't forget to log on to coladaily.com. We'll get links for you up there as well. My name is Tyler Ryan, and thank you for joining us for Midlands Matters. Have a great Sunday.
Thanks for listening to Midlands Matters. For local news and information every day, listen for the hometown headlines from coladaily.com and 94.3 The Dude.